Hi, hello everybody. It's Jacqueline here at the Empowered Parent, a channel where we discuss raising special needs young people and children, but not limited to, as there will be intention to bring a range of other topics where I may have had experiences, or by virtue of doing research, or by virtue of just speaking to other people, and so forth. Thank you very much for joining me. Today, I'd like to talk about when does it really end? When can that aspect of a behavior, when can a behavior really come to an end with a child? When a young person or a special need child has a really challenging behavior, when it's happening at the time, you really don't see further than what it is at that time. It is at this time that we really need to find hope. We really need to cling to hope and put in ourselves that power, that inner spirit of hope, knowing that things will not stay the same. I know I speak for myself and I give my examples. I look back at behavior, challenging behavior such as head banging, behavior such as aggression behavior such as running out in the cold with the shirt taken off to the trampoline. I remember my son used to come home and he'd take his shirt off and want to run to the cold weather into and onto the trampoline, into the garden, and I really couldn't understand it. I really did not know what was going on. It's a gradual process of winning them out of a behavior and them actually allowing them to actually encounter or go through a behavior, as long as you put in boundaries that keep them safe, that they will actually eventually actually outgrow and actually get tired of. So that's one way of doing it, to actually allow it in a safe way, but eventually, and just watch it actually just bring, just remove itself from the child or the young person. Another challenging thing, which is not exactly a behavior per se, but sleeping challenge, for instance. Most young people on the autistic spectrum, and sometimes even older ones, do not sleep through. I know for me, there were just sometimes there would be 3 or 4 hours of sleep, and I really couldn't see an end to it. When you're going through something and you yourself, the pain that you're feeling, what you are actually just sensing at the time, the frustrations of it, the processes and everything, attempting to put that young child that is not sleeping to actually sleep is actually quite a challenging thing to go through. And so for me, I had to train my youngsters to actually sleep. And one of the things that I actually did was to find activities that would actually relax and wear them out. Not just wear them out, but to actually relax them. And one of the things my older son took to is swimming, which actually started to actually bring him to actually sleep and relax more during the evening times, and eventually just started to drift away and actually sleep. And by, I would say, maybe when he started school, about 3 years after, he was totally sleeping the whole night. So that's another way to actually work towards it. Get support from teachers, get social stories written, and actually speak to other parents as well as some of the teachers, for instance, and some of the experts, doctors, and so forth, to actually work through a particular challenge, to work through a behavior. And I would like to say that it does actually get better. It's not, behaviors and challenges are not there to stay. Honestly, they are not. If you're a parent that has just had a diagnosis and you're having behaviors and you're asking yourself, does it actually get better? I know I was looking for people to tell me that myself. So I know how important it is to actually say to somebody, to say to a parent, to say to a carer that there is hope and it does get better. I remember somebody said to me when I asked them, they said I needed to put on my seatbelt because by the time they reached teenagehood, it is really going to get exceptionally challenging. I say with all humility that it was challenging, but I think that my son went through puberty in a much more, I would say, less extreme, less challenging than I actually comprehended that it would be. And one of the beauties about our children is that you can control them to a certain extent because you know that when they reach teenagehood, if they are vulnerable, then they cannot go out and easily join groups because it means that they cannot be taken advantage of as long as they are being watched, as long as they are being accompanied, and as long as there's somebody with them. But one of the challenges, of course, with a typical neurotypical child with no special need that becomes a teenager is that there's a risk of them joining bad groups. By God's grace, they wouldn't. And if they do, again, these are the things that would need to be addressed and looked into. But I think that I'm trying to give a way of looking at something more positively and to find hope in what is something that is so challenging. To find hope where it actually seems so dark, where it seems so dim sometimes. And I'm not saying it in a negative way. It really is a place where you can actually find some kind of peace, in a sense, because you know that, I believe that God has got them, and I believe that God has us, even as parents. I would like to sometimes encourage us carers as well, encourage us mothers. I don't want to always come and talk about our children only, because I think we also need addressing ourselves. We're also, we are the core and the central of these special needs young people and children. And we really need to praise ourselves. We are doing so much, and you're doing your best. I'd like to say you are doing your best. Take time out, hang in there, find somebody to speak to, and it does, again, and I repeat it does get better. It gets better. I really hope this video has made sense, because I just want to come and speak straight from my heart and not necessarily always look at the script, or because sometimes I feel like I just need to move and speak as I am. I'm just coming as I am to speak. Thank you so much. If you have any questions, if you have some other concerns with your child, feel free to leave a comment. Feel free to post a question. I will do my best to answer. A disclaimer that I'm not a doctor. I'm not a health professional. I'm an early years worker. I'm a mother. And I go by experience and some of the knowledge that I have. Thank you very much for watching. Until next time, God bless you and bye-bye.